Hey, good afternoon, Econ class. This is Mr. Nagel here. I need to be gone this period because I'm going to be in a meeting today. So I need you to be watching this video on what we're going to be doing today here in class. So the things that you're going to need is you're going to need a textbook. Grab that textbook, and if you need your earplugs to listen to this, if you don't have your own earplugs by the window, I have a bag of earphones for you to utilize for this, okay? So first thing today, so we're going to be looking at Chapter 4, Section 3. We're going to be looking at how the markets work. But before we begin, make sure you have your week at a glance open because there's a number of items in the week at a glance that I want you to be able to click on throughout the presentation. So you need to have your textbook, your earphones, and also have out your Chapter 4 note guide. So have those things out for this video. So when we're looking at how the markets work, the first thing when we're looking at how the markets work, I want you to think of just five products that you couldn't live without, that you could not do without. What are those 5 things for you that are very, very important for you? For me, just a couple of things that come to mind. There's certain foods that I know I can't live without. My iPhone, I know I can't live without. And there's a number of other things, but I want you to be thinking of for yourself, what are those 5 things that you can live without? And more importantly, I want you thinking about if those prices changed, how would that impact your behavior? So as you're thinking of these 5 things, I want you to go back to the week at a glance right here, and I want you to click on the bell ringer link. So this bell ringer link is going to bring you to here, and I want you to list the 5 products, and I want you to explain it below in your post and put your name at the end. So right now, pause the video, and I want you to answer the bell ringer right now. So go do it. Appreciate it as you're diving into thinking these 5 things that you couldn't live without, and if those prices changed, how would that impact your behavior? So pause the video right now and do the Padlet. Hey, welcome back. Hope you're all having a great 5th period. Appreciate your patience with this as I'm out of the classroom today as you're listening to this, okay? So back to the presentation. So what we're going to be looking at today is you've already looked at the 5 products and things that, how would it impact your behavior if the prices changed. But we're going to be looking at supply and demand, okay? These are some of the things, these 7 things that I want you to be looking at. It's just a reference for you. But as we're looking at this right now, what is the law of demand? Okay, what does it mean? As we were talking about yesterday, the law of demand talks about as consumers, right? You as a consumer, me as a consumer, when the prices, I buy more when the prices go down, and I buy less when the prices go up. First thing that comes to mind is my children love strawberries. Strawberries right now are very expensive. We're buying very few strawberries in the Nagel household right now. So what are those things for you that you buy more of when the prices go down, or for you when you buy less of when the prices go up? So that's what the law of demand means. So how much more or less do you purchase, okay? Does it matter in the big scheme for you? But in econ, it does, okay? And the first way they look at it is a term called elasticity, all right? It talks about with elasticity, it's more that it says here, like with the definition, it's sensitive quantities to change in price. That means you're going to maybe look at an alternative, okay, for elasticity, okay, for econ. So what does this mean, okay? What does this mean for that? When we look at the definition, it measures measurement of consumers, how you respond to a change in a price. How does that impact you? And back to that bell ringer, that maybe impacts you for when the price is doubled, quadrupled, okay? How does that impact your behavior in the market as a consumer, okay? Again, back to this. What happens when the price increases, okay? How does that impact the quantity demanded by you? But who cares? Do you care? Who else cares, okay? It's used by firms to help determine prices and sales. That producer, they're looking at this for the elasticity for how this impacts you. It's also used by the government to decide how much to tax That's another major component for that, okay? So calculating the elasticity of demand, I want you to refer to figure 4.7 in your textbook, which is page 92, and it's going to help you finish that part of your notes in the note guide. So right now, pause the video, go to 4.7 in the textbook, figure 4.7, and write down the calculating the elasticity of demand. So do that on. So push pause and go to the textbook. If there's not enough textbooks, I'm trusting you're looking at the person to your left or right. So pause right now. Hey, welcome back, all right? So there's different ways to calculate it. You've looked at it in the book and you have the information down. You can pause the video here so you can get some of the notes here as we move forward, okay? So now we're looking at the inelastic demand. So what does that mean when we're like, okay, what is that? Okay, milk is 80 cents, but what if milk went up to $3 and something, right? Or $2.40? Nah, I need it and I still need to buy it. That is the inelastic demand, okay? So what is the definition? It's that it's insensitive to a change in price. No matter what, if the price goes up, you still want it, you still need it, okay? It impacts, again, the quantity demanded. It will fall just a little if the price increases, but the price decreases, it also impacts it just a little, okay? As the presentation shows, in other words, you're still going to buy it, all right? So when we look at the inelastic curve, it's more like an I shape, and you'll see more examples of this in the textbook, so refer back to the textbook for that, all right? So as we go through, so what are some of those inelastic demand items? We talked about gasoline, milk, gotta have the diapers, all right, chewing gum, all right, you're still going to buy medical care toilet paper. You know, for you, what are some of those other inelastic demands that, regardless of the price, that you're going to buy, right? The textbook gives an example that inelastic, if you're buying a magazine and it's normally $3, okay, and it goes up to $3.20, you're still gonna buy it. But if it goes from $3 to $6, okay, you're not gonna buy it, and that's elastic, not inelastic, okay? So make sure you understand the differences between the two, all right? So some general characteristics of inelastic goods, there's few substitutes for that. It's a necessity in our lives. And our income depends a lot on this, okay? You need it now and you can't wait for it to be later, okay? So the elastic demand, just a quick review on that, right? Cola for $1 is a good price, but what happens if it goes up to $3? For a lot of you, you're like, no, right? It's that change in response to that. That's the elastic demand, okay? As we look at this, elastics, the quantity is sensitive to a change in price, okay? This should be more review, okay? So you can pause the video at any time to take notes on this. So what are some elastic demand? Think about soda, purchasing different types of boats. For some of you, buying food at the grocery store, what is that food? An example here is beef. Beef is really expensive right now. That changes our behavior. We buy, okay? Other things, real estate, the market right now, pizza, gold. These are just some examples of elastic demands, okay? So some general characteristics for elastic demands is that there are a lot of substitutes. It's more a luxury. It depends. A large portion of it's on the income, and you do have some time to decide, all right? Okay? So do we talk about elastic or inelastic? So what is beef? Elastic. These are just some of the numbers that when you curve it out, we put it in the curve, you can see that. What is real estate? I mean, what is gasoline? Inelastic. What is real estate? What is it? Elastic. What is medical care? What is electricity? Think about that. What is electricity? Boom! Inelastic. And what is gold? Elastic. All right. So what about the demand for insulin for diabetics? What does that look like? All right. So we're just giving an example down here. It's inelastic, right? So what happens if you change the quantity, right? So there's that impacts how we look at elastic or inelastic, okay? So Now what I want you to do is pause this video, and I want you to go to week at a glance. And the week at a glance, I want you to look at video number 1 right here. It's going to give a good review on the elasticity of demand. Okay, so watch that video, then come back to this PowerPoint. So pause this video and go watch that other video. Ready, set, go. Oh, welcome back, everybody. All right, so when we look at the total revenue test, all right, so we're looking at the elasticity of demand, but also we're looking at the total revenue test. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn to your textbook for the pages, and I want you to read in chapter 4, section 3, I want you to read about the total revenue test. There's a number of different questions in your note guide that I want you to fill out. So you can pause this video, you can see some of these notes right here for you. So you can pause the video, get this information down for you, then you can see this information that will assist you in your note guide, okay? So we're looking at the total revenue right here, right now. So pause this video, now go watch video number 2. Pause this video, go to the week at a glance, and watch video number 2. Welcome back, hey! All right, so now you're back. What I want you to do is now I want you to spend just 5 minutes on the week at a glance, play the Quizlet review game. Then after you've done this for 5 minutes, I want you to take the final quiz, okay? So, excuse me. So, before you take the final quiz, okay? I'm going to put this in here. Before you take the final quiz, hold on here, I can't type. Final quiz, play the Quizlet review game. All right. Then after you've done that, okay, I want you to take the final quiz. All right. That is located. Make sure you put your name on that so I can see that. So if you finished everything and you still have time left in class, okay, go back to the Quizlet and review these terms. There's a good chance that tomorrow there's going to be a quiz on this chapter for section 3. Okay, so take a look at this. I appreciate everybody's patience today. Apologize, I have to be gone. I have a meeting I got to go to during 5th period. So have a great period. Please listen to the sub. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. Have a great day.